actually, what I'm going to ask you to do today to start is find a place where you can be, where you can feel grounded. So I'm not going to dictate what that is. It might be seated, but maybe it's child's pose or even lying on your back. So whatever you feel like you need to do right now to center yourself, do that for a few breaths. And it might very well be your seat. If you want to close your eyes right away, you can do that. If you'd rather wait on that, you can wait on that. Good. And just take a few breaths to settle. If you even need to let out any sound, a deep exhale, do that. We're going to keep thinking about asteya or non-stealing today, same as we did on Wednesday morning if you were here, and however that translates for you. But really trying to, today anyway, find your center and hold on to that. Don't let it get taken. So even if you move into an uncomfortable place, you know, what can you do to remain grounded? So keep thinking about that as we move today. Good. A couple more breaths. And one more big inhale wherever you are, and exhale completely. And then if you're not in your seat, which it looks like everyone is, right, you can come up to your seat. And then we'll inhale and sweep the arms overhead. You can open the eyes, maybe even lift the gaze. I'm just going to take a simple tip over to the right. So planting that right hand, anchor the left hip. Good. You might even start to soften that left elbow a little bit and reach back behind you. And then as you do, don't take the gaze with you. Really let the head be heavy. Good. You might even drop the chin down toward the chest for a second. And if you can, wrap that left hand behind the back. So taking kind of a simple bind, and then just drop the head over to the right shoulder again. Good, and then inhale, bring it upright, keeping that half bind if you had it. And then release. And we'll come to the second side. So inhale, arms high. And we'll come over to the second side. So planting left hand. That head is heavy. And then you can soften through the right elbow a little bit. Just reach back behind you. Good. You might even soften the chin toward the chest for a breath or two. Just move around a little bit. Good. And then maybe tuck that right hand to the low back, little half bind. Good. And then roll yourself up, keeping that half bind if you have it. Sweep the arms high. Good, and exhale, release and interlace your fingers behind your back. Just lengthening, find some space. And you could definitely just stay here. If it feels good, send it forward into a forward fold, keeping that interlacing. And this is another place where you could use the belt if you feel like kind of fiddling with it. So you could take a hold of a belt instead, either end, and take a forward fold that way. Good. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Roll yourself up, shake out your legs, and we're going to come into a tabletop. All right, feet out in front of you, hands back behind. Press into all four corners of your feet. And first, actually, before we lift up, you're gonna inhale, shrug the shoulders down the back, lift the heart. So send the chest forward, really extending to the spine. And then exhale, again, you're gonna round. So on Wednesday, we kind of worked the theme of extending the spine and contracting the spine. And we're gonna keep doing that. It's the idea of opening the heart, but also protecting yourself. So finding those dualities, which don't necessarily contradict each other. One more time, inhaling and exhale round. And then you're gonna come to a neutral spine. And on your next inhale, then lift it up into your tabletop or altar pose. Right, melt the inner thighs toward one another. You can keep looking forward or drop the gaze up or back behind you. Just be mindful of your neck. And one more inhale here. And exhale. Lower the hips at the bottom of that exhale, and let's come into Navasana. So walking the feet in, finding the sitting bones, and then float those feet high. Good, maybe extend through the arms. Good, hang there. Good, have another inhale. And then exhale, plant the feet, hands to the shins, inhale, lengthen your spine, exhale, round. Good. And then inhale, lengthen, walk the hands back behind you. One more time up to altar pose. Exhale here. One more inhale. And then exhale, release one more time, Navasana. So walk the heels in, find that length in the low back, and then extend. Right? Although you don't have to extend. You can always keep the bend in the knees. Good. One more inhale. Good. And exhale, release. Again, hands to the shins, lengthen. And exhale, round. And then inhale, lengthen, and come to all fours. So however you want to get there. We're going to start to move through cat-cow. Putting my music too. Good. Wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Wrap the elbows down to the back, toward the back of the room behind you, back of the mat. And then move through cat-cow. And then start to move any way you want. Good. And then inhale, come to a cow. So lift the heart, lift the tail. Exhale, press the hips back toward the heels in a child's pose. And you're going to inhale, roll yourself up. Good. Walk the hands back toward the feet. Again, lifting through the chest. You might even lift the pelvis. So you can already take that as an option since it's not too early in the day. And then exhale, drop the hips to the heels. And then lay the chest on the thighs. Extend your arms long. Look forward. Let's come into low cobra. And so taking your time with this first cobra, really drag the hands back on the mat energetically, or as if you could, so you can lengthen the heart forward. And but hug the navel into the spine. So keep protecting your low back, even as you expose the heart center. Inhaling. Good. Exhale, release, forehead to the ground, extend the arms overhead, but on the ground, so full pranam. Inhale, float up with the arms and the chest, feet stay on the ground. Exhale, plant the hands beneath the shoulders and press it back to child's pose. Then you're going to inhale, roll yourself up, walk the hands back toward the feet, and lift the chest, maybe lift the pelvis. And then exhale, drop the hips, and leading with the chest and lower. Walk the hands out. We're going to slide back out to Cobra, and you can keep it lower, move higher. Exhale, release the forehead, extend the arms. Inhale, float the chest and the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands beneath the shoulders. And then again, press it back, child's pose. Let's go through that one more time. Inhale, roll yourself up. Hands back toward the feet. Lift the chest, maybe lift the pelvis. Exhale, lower the hips and lead with the chest. Walk it out. Good, sliding into Cobra. Exhale again, forehead to the ground, extend the arms. Good, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the hands beneath the shoulders again. This time, release the forehead again. Tuck the toes, lift your thighs, inhale up to plank. And exhale, back downward facing dog. And so first down dog, move around any way you'd like. And then again, do what you need to do to reorient yourself to the space and to your body. So if your mind is going in other places and lots of directions, right, what do you need to recenter? So maybe that's bending the knees so you feel more grounded, or extending out through the fingertips. Have 2 more breaths here. Good, and then inhale, lift your heels, look forward, exhale, move it up to the top of your mat. You can walk it or hop it to Uttanasana. Good, Arda Chandrasana, big breath in, and then exhale, forward fold. Nod the head, yes, shake it, no. Hang there for a couple of breaths, and you can take opposite elbows or interlace your fingers behind your back again. So you're gonna really try to open up the shoulders today. And release your hands down to the earth if you've interlaced. And then bend your knees, start to roll yourself up to stand. 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhaling, arms high. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. And with an inhale, sweep the arms back up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your spine, breath in. Exhale, step your left foot back behind you and lunge. And make sure the right ankle is below the knee. Release your left knee to the mat. Pat it up if your knees are sensitive. Inhaling, arms high. Good. Have a breath. And then exhale, you're going to interlace your fingers and place the palms to the top of that right thigh. And then come out of the lunge. So you're not quite as deep, and round to the spine. It's just kind of contracting and lifting up to the lower belly. Good, and then you'll inhale, start to deepen into the lunge again as you extend the heart forward. So you take the rounding out of the spine. Inhale, arms high. Good, exhale, hands to the ground or blocks. Again, round the spine and start to lengthen through your right leg. So you're in Ardha Hanuman. And then on your next inhale, lengthen again. So lift the chest, extend through the sides of the waist. Exhale, fold it back in. And just notice the dynamic shift as you take the time to make those shifts in the spine. Good, have a breath. Good, and then exhale, bend through the right knee. Let's lunge. So left knee floats off. And then bend the left knee deeply. Roll yourself up. You're coming up to crescent. Good. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, start to lengthen your left leg any amount. Good. And then exhale, you're going to bend your left knee again. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows as you do. It's kind of cactus arms. And then inhale, lengthen. 1 more time, exhale, and then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Then move through a vinyasa of your choice. You can lower knees, chest and chin, or one piece, any variation. Inhaling, lift the chest. Exhale, bring it back down, dog. And then inhale, lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, step it or hop it, top of your mat. Lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. All the way up, breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Second side, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your spine, send your right foot back behind you. Lunging. When you get there, release your right knee. Good, and then inhale the arms high. So right away, noticing your low belly, hug the navel into the spine. So it's not too much on your lower back. Good, and then interlace your fingers, place the palms to the top of left thigh. Pull the left hip back in space, come out of the lunge a bit, and really actively round. So it's like you're pressing down, almost like you're pulling that thigh bone out of the hip a little bit. Good, and then inhale, start to extend the spine and deepen into your lunge if you can. Arms can follow. Good, exhale, release your hands. Good, and then round the spine again and come into Arda Hanuman. So extend your left leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. 2 more breaths here. Sink down to that left sitting bone a little bit more. Good, and then inhale, bend to the left knee, find your lunge. Again, right knee bends. If it's not, start to roll yourself up to crescent from here at that bent right knee. Good, inhaling, arms high, and then exhale, start to lengthen your right leg, any amount. And just getting grounded. Good, breath in. And then exhale, again, bend to the right knee, bend the elbows as you do. Inhale, extend. Good, exhale. Good, inhaling. One more time, exhale, scoop the belly as you do. Inhale, crescent. And then exhale, release it down to the mat. Step back, down dog. Inhaling, plank. And then move through your vinyasa. And inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Step it or hop it. Uttanasana. Arda Uttanasana. Exhaling, folding. All the way up, breath in. And exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhaling, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen. And exhale, step your left foot back. Again, release your left knee. Inhaling, arms high. Good, exhale, plant the palms to the right thigh. Lift out of the lunge and round. Inhale, deepen in again, arms extend. Exhale, release your hands. Step back to plank this time. Good, inhaling here. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. Good, inhale, right leg reaches this time. A little more spacious along the side body. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward, knee to nose. Inhaling, 3-legged dog. And exhale, forward. One more time, inhaling. Exhale, bring it forward and hold. Breath in to lift, exhale. Step that foot up between the hands and bend your left knee. Roll yourself up to crescent, inhaling. Exhale, start to lengthen the left leg. Good, and then exhale, step it up, standing splits. Good, if you need to, bring the right thumb to right hip crease. Press that hip and thigh back in space. Good, and as you exhale, bend your knees, left foot meets the right. Arda Uttanasana, breath in. And exhale, fold. All the way up, inhale. Exhale, back to the heart. One more time, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze forward, right foot shifts back. Good, release your right knee when you arrive, inhaling, arms high. Good, exhale, interlace, palms to the left thigh, lift out of it, round. Good, and then inhale back into that deeper lunge, arms extend. Exhale, plant the hands, scoop the belly, step back to plank. You can use that same exhale to lower. Whenever you get back there, left leg reaches. Get longer and lighter through that inner left thigh. Good, and then exhale, bring it forward, knee to nose. Inhaling, three-legged. Exhale, forward. One more time, inhaling. Exhale, forward, hold. Take a breath in to lift. Exhale, step that foot up. Good. Inhaling, crescent. Good, bend to the right knee, because we didn't bend it right away. Take a moment, exhale. Good, and then inhale, extend again. One more breath in. Exhale, step it up, standing splits. And then how can you keep hugging the navel into the spine to protect your low back here as well? Try to find more lift to the inner right thigh. And then exhale, bend your knees, right foot meets the left. Arda Chandrasana. Exhale, let it go. All the way up, breath in. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good, so you're gonna inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, again, bend the elbows and lift through the chest as you do. Good, inhale, maybe you find more of a back bend, but maybe it's just a lengthening. Exhale, bend your knees and pull your elbows into toward one another. So it's like you're pressing, you're at a weight machine or something. Round it in. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then send it back. You can step to plank or float back to chaturanga, up to you. So Surya Namaskar, just a little variation at the beginning. Have a couple of breaths. Good, inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, step or float. Lengthen your spine and empty out. All the way up, breath in. And exhale, hands to the heart. So just like that, sweep the arms high. Keep a little space between the hands. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, maybe you take it a little bit farther, and then exhale, pull it all in. Pull the elbows in round, maybe get even lower, and then use the ground to come up to stand. Exhaling, forward fold. Lengthen your spine, and then send it back, stepping or floating. Or clunking a little bit. We'll meet in down dog. Big breath. Wrap the elbows down toward the mat again if you started to lose that. Then inhale, lift your heels, look beyond your fingertips, exhale, step or float. Lengthen when you arrive. And exhale, fold. All the way up. And exhale, back to the heart. Once more, just like that, inhaling, arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, find more space, and then exhale, pull back into yourself. So elbows touch, rounded. And then inhale it up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen your spine. Send it back, stepping or floating. Big breath. Inhaling, lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, stepping or hopping all the way to the top. Lengthen your spine when you get there. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come on up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then we'll inhale, let's bring it into Utkatasana. Bend through the knees. And find a little more weight in the heels, a sense of the ground coming up to meet you, so you can lift up a little bit higher through the chest. Right, breath in. Exhale here. One more inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your spine. Send it back, stepping or floating. Good, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step your foot up. Let's come into warrior one, so left heel down. Inhaling, arms high. Good, have a breath. Right, really try to soften your left hip point forward a little bit. Good, and then you can bend your elbows again and just find a little more space across the heart. Keep deepening into that right leg as long as there's no pain in the knee. And then exhale, shoot the arms forward and the torso as well. Good. Try not to rest on the thigh. Good. Swing your left arm down. Right, so it's going to reach to the back of the room, and then inhale, pick yourself up, peaceful warrior. Try to open the chest up to the sky. Then exhale, warrior two. Good, so you might have to adjust, maybe really pull that left side of the chest open again. And have a breath in. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step back to plank, vinyasa or down dog. Second side, left leg floats. Exhale, step it up. Warrior one, right heel down, inhaling. And really scoop up through the low belly. Exhale, bend the elbows. And maybe it's just pulling the elbows back and opening up across the chest. Maybe you can tip the gaze up. It's really your call. Then exhale, send it all forward. So you're folding forward, reach the arms out. Stay connected to that right heel. Good, swing the right arm down and let it pick you up into peaceful warrior. So it comes back and then pulls you up into peaceful. Good, have a breath in, exhaling warrior two. And find your breath. If your legs are starting to get tired, don't look at the discomfort as a deficit necessarily. Let's try to go back into your breath to maintain this. Right, breath in. Good. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down and step it back into plank and up to you. Find your breath. And inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, stepping or hopping. Uttanasana, Arda Chandrasana. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. And exhale, come on up to stand. And so we'll try that with the breath, inhaling, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your spine. Send it back, stepping or floating. Really scoop the belly to lift the hips up and back to down dog. Find that moment. Inhale, right leg high. Step it up. Warrior one, left heel down. Inhaling. Good, exhale, bend the elbows, make some space. Inhale here, exhale, shoot it forward. Good, exhale, left arm pulls back to the back of the mat. Inhaling, peaceful warrior. Good, exhaling, warrior two. Again, inhale, back up to peaceful, find a little more space this time, and then exhale, send it down to the mat. And take it through a vinyasa or rest whenever you want or need. Left side when you arrive. Inhaling, left leg high, exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Exhale, bend the elbows. And inhale to find space, exhale, shoot it forward, scoop the belly as you do. Good, next exhale, right arm swings down and back. Let it pull you into peaceful warrior as you breathe in. Exhaling, warrior two. Again, inhale it back up. And exhale, send it down to the ground. And take your choice of a transition. Just a moment to find the breath again. And again, you're going to inhale, right leg high this time. Exhale, step it up. Left heel down, warrior one. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift. Inhaling here. Exhale again, shoot the arms and the heart forward. Left arm reaches to the back of the room, inhaling peaceful warrior. Good, exhale, warrior two. This time, inhale, lengthen your right leg, and then exhale, reach into Trikonasana. So reach as long as you can. Good, really anchor your left heel. You feel the opening in the left hip as you anchor that heel. And then inhale, side angle, bend your right knee. You can definitely keep your elbow on the thigh or reach the hand to the ground or block. Good. Have another breath. Good. Inhaling, peaceful. And exhale, release it. Spin your left heel up, side plank, left hand, outer edge of left foot. Good. Left knee can always come down to the mat, but find a lift through the waistline. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release it back to plank. And your choice. Second side, left leg reaches. Exhale, send it forward, warrior one, inhaling. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift. Inhale, find even more space, and then exhale, send it forward, fold in. Good, send that right arm back. On your next inhale, peaceful warrior. Good. Exhaling, warrior two, and then inhale to lengthen your left leg. Right, send it forward and down into Trikonasana. And then just take the moment to re-engage to make sure your tailbone is moving in the direction of the right heel without over tucking. Find your center again. Side angle as you breathe in. Soften your left knee. Either keep the elbow on the thigh or walk that hand down to the ground or a block. Stay connected to the outer edge of right foot. And on an inhale, we'll pull it back up to peaceful warrior. Again, see if you can turn into a bit of a back bend, if you can. So any degree, open the chest up to the sky. Exhale, send the hands down to the mat, side plank. Right hand, outer edge of right foot. And bring your right knee to the ground if you need that. And let the shoulder blades soften down the back. Inhale and exhale, release it. And take your choice. Good. Once more, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it up. Warrior one, inhaling. This time as you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. You're going to take a little inhale to lift. Then we'll come into humble warrior. So hug the navel into the spine, start to fold again. Your torso might be parallel to the ground. If you have the space, maybe tucking that right shoulder to the inside of right thigh. But then keep hugging the outer right hip to your midline. So don't let yourself lose your foundation. Good. Release the hands to the low back. And again, the left arm is going to pick you up into peaceful warrior. So it comes up and around, and then right arm follows. Good. Exhaling, Trikonasana from here. Good. Inhale, side angle. Good. Exhale, left arm swings down. Once more, peaceful warrior. All right, and let's bring it into Arda Chandrasana. So left hand to the hip if you need that. Right hand reaches out to the corner of your mat or a block. Again, that might have happened in lots of little steps or one big step. Press the right hip and thigh back in space. And maybe you lift that left leg a little bit higher. And then exhale, let's float it back to warrior two. Good. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Spin on that right heel for Prostarita Tanasana. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. Good. Nod the head, yes. Shake it, no. Good. And then rise up to the pads of the fingers. My hands to the hips. And then inhale all the way up to stand. You can always soften the knees a bit to find that. Let's set up Kali. So spin the toes out, heels in. Inhaling, arms high. Exhale as you bend your knees. Take eagle arms. Bring the right elbow on top of left. And really lift the elbows up. Soften the shoulders down. And breath in. Good. And then exhale, curl the elbows into the belly. You're going to unravel and then take the cactus arms again. Inhale, back upright with the torso. And then exhale again, pull the elbows in, round the spine, and come all the way up to stand as you breathe in. Good. Spin the toes back in, exhale, fold. Good. Soften the knees, follow your right foot around, low lunge. Good. We're going to take a side plank variation. So spin the right toes toward the right edge of your mat. That toe foot is turning out. Come to the blade of your left foot. Left palm is on the mat, and you're just going to start to open up that right arm. Just breathing into the hip. Good. And then inhale, bring it back around. So you're going to spin on that right heel so you find a lunge again. Good. Release your left knee down to the mat. Inhaling, arms high. See if you have any more space. Good. Breath in. Good. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Let's bring it into Arda Hanuman again. So lengthen your right leg. Good. And then use an inhale, find a little more space. Good. And exhale, fold it back in. And let the right sitting bones sink a little bit more. And then bend to the right knee. So again, you're going to find your lunge. And this might be plenty, just kind of breathing here. If you have any more space, you're going to bend your left knee. Left hand is coming for the left foot. So you could use your belt to hook the foot. You can bring your right hand to the top of the right thigh or even on a block. That helps ground you more. Have another breath. And then exhale, release that. Float the left knee off, step back. Downward facing dog. Good. And then inhale out to a plank. Good. Exhale, lower to a dolphin plank. Good. Have a breath in, really scoop the belly. Inhaling. Exhale, plant the right palm and the left palm come back to plank. Right, inhale, exhale, left forearm lowers and then right. So moving with the breath now, left palm and right back to plank. Right forearm and left. Try to rock your hips as little as possible. Right palm and left. Right, one more time, left forearm and right. Inhale, float yourself back up. And you can take it through a vinyasa or stay right where you are. And then we'll meet in down dog. Good, and there's the second side, left leg reaches. Exhale, step it up. Warrior one, inhaling. This time, exhale, interlace your fingers and scoop the belly, lift the heart. And then take it into humble warrior. All right, you're kind of looking back towards your right heel, so really see it engage. Hug the left hip back into your midline.
Feel your feet on the ground. So you feel secure here. Good, and then lower the hands to the low back. The right arm swings down and then pulls you up into peaceful warrior. The left arm follows. Good, exhaling Trikonasana. So really lift up through the low belly. Inhaling side angle. Good, exhale, right arm swings down, pick it up, peaceful warrior. And then Arda Chandrasana, reach out. Again, lots of little steps if you need them. Press the left hip and thigh back in space. Good, and the next inhale, you're gonna lift that right leg a little bit higher, and then exhale, let's float back to warrior two. Good, Prostarita Tanasana, so lengthen your left leg, spin on that left heel. Set yourself up, big breath in, and exhale, forward fold. If you want to go upside down into a headstand, you can do that, or you might just walk the hands back through the legs. Right, but if you are floating up, just make sure you have 3 points. And so the head is at the point, the hands are down below. Right, if you're up, you can start to make your way down. Take your time. Good, shake out the head. Good, then find a flat back, hands to the hips, and bring it all the way up to stand. Right, spin your toes out. Right, heels in, so go through those arms again. And we'll come into Kali. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, left elbow on top this time. So eagling those arms. Right, you might sway a little bit just to find a way to settle. Exhale, elbows into the belly. Start to unravel, so find those cactus arms. And then inhale, back upright with the torso. Exhale, pull it all back in, so round, and then float it back up. Legs are long. Spin the toes back in, and exhale, forward fold. Good, soften through the knees, follow your left foot around, top of your mat, and then keep spinning the left foot out to the left corner of your mat. Come to the blade of your right foot, so pinky toe side. Right hand plants, and left arm reaches. So you're in a side plank variation. Breath in, exhale. Good, and then bring it back around. You can spin on your left heel, find a lunge. And really find it so the ankle is below the knee, and then release your right knee down to the mat. Inhaling, arms high. Big breath. And then exhale, release your hands. Take a moment, fold in. Reconnect to the belly, protect yourself, and then extend your left leg. Flex that foot. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it back in. All right, and go to a place where you found your edge, where there is some probably discomfort, but not pain. And just notice your body's reaction to discomfort. If you start to fidget or hold your breath, what do you need to do to regulate again? Good, soften to the left knee. Let's come back into our lunge. And so you can always stay here if you have more space. I would recommend tucking the toes and just reaching back to that right heel a little bit so you lengthen the psoas, and then you might bend the right knee and find the foot. If you want to use that belt to hook the foot,
Well, sometimes that can feel like you're trying to make a lasso in the middle of yoga class, which can feel more disorienting. So whatever makes sense. Two more breaths. And then exhale, release. Good, and step it back, downward facing dog. And inhaling to a plank. Exhale, lower the left forearm and the right. Have two breaths here. Inhaling, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale, left palm plants, float back up to plank. Good, and then right forearm and left, and bring yourself right back up, right palm and left. Alternate left forearm and right. Left palm, float up to plank one more time. Right forearm and left, and right and left, and up to you from there. Good, big breath. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward, and then you can walk or hop your feet up to your hands. Bring it back around here. Yeah, take a breath in to lengthen, and exhale, fold. Good, open up your feet hip width apart if you haven't, so give it some space. And if you want to take yogi toe lock, you definitely can. First two fingers and thumb. And whatever you do, take one more inhale to bend your knees a little or a lot and really lengthen your spine more. And then press the feet through the ground as you lengthen your legs. And bend your knees, free up your toes if you have them, and roll yourself up. Good. Shrug the shoulders up and let them soften down. Good. And you're going to stand on your right foot, pull the left knee into the chest. We're going to come into Arda Chandrasana again. So from this standing place, you'll soften through the right knee and shift into Arda from there, which we've done quite a bit. And then once you feel settled, just take a moment to really open the chest. Maybe you take Chapasana, so bend your left knee, take that foot with the hand. All right, then we're gonna come back up to standing. So you're gonna soften to the right knee. If you have the left foot with the hand, try to keep it. If you don't have the foot, bend both knees. So as you drop to center, the knees meet, and then you can take a hold of that, the top of the left foot, and then start to roll yourself up to stand. Good, extend your right arm. So you're setting up dancer's pose. This might be enough, but we've done some opening, so maybe you can send that foot into the hand. And so trusting yourself a little more, but keep protecting, holding onto the low belly. And then release. Pull the knee into the chest, round the spine. So you can counter that pose and release it and shake out your legs. And we're gonna come right over to the second side. Just keep moving through sides. So pull the right knee into the chest and let's shift into Arda Chandrasana. Chapasana, you have the advantage of knowing what's coming. You can take the foot and hold on to it. Good, and then bend through the knees. Right, if you don't have two bent knees, bend both knees. If you have the foot, keep holding on to it. So you drop to center, the knees meet, and then start to roll yourself up to stand.
Good, really find neutral for a moment. So hug the low belly up, extend the left arm, and then maybe send it forward and back. Soften the jaw. And then release it. Pull it back into center. So keep standing on that left leg. Hug it in. Good. And shake it out. Good. And then take a breath in and just bend your knees and roll down over the legs for a moment. Knees are still soft. Good. Inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. Good. And then bend your knees, roll it back up. Okay. So this is where the belt will come in handy. So if you have anything belt-like, grab it. Mine is tied in a knot. So we're going to start by just opening the shoulders. So I'm sure you all have done this before where you hold the belt out in front of you, and we're just going to roll forward and back. So if it's just crazy trying to get around, take your hands farther apart. If it's too easy, bring them closer together on the belt. So you just gauge it for yourself. Just move like that a few times. You want to feel a stretch, but you don't want to feel like you're going into dangerous territory. Soften to the knees. One more time, forward and back. Good, and you can inhale upright. Good, and maybe walk the hands closer together so they're closer to shoulder width apart. Walk the feet in as you're gonna tip to the right. And maybe start to open up the chest. Good, inhale it up through center and exhale. Good, maybe open up the chest. And then bring it back to center. All right, so that wasn't it with the belt. Keep holding onto the belt. I'm going to show you a couple of options. If dancer's pose felt crazy, like it was enough, you can stick with that, but you can try a different variation. So what you'll do, let's hook the right foot into the belt. So the belt comes to the top of the foot. I really have to flex my right foot right now because of my ankle, and really the flexion is kind of nice. So flex your foot so it's actually kind of on the ankle. The belt is right at the top of that right ankle. And then you open up your hands kind of where you felt comfortable in that, rolling to the shoulders. And then maybe you bring the leg up with you. And the belt is nice because then you can, once you bring the hands together, you can start to walk the hands down the belt. Good, and then gently just let the hands slide down the belt to release. Give it a shake out, and then when you're ready, we're going to take the second side, so you're hooking the left foot. Looks like everyone gave it a try. So remember, you're sending the chest forward, but you're also kicking the foot back, so you're not just falling into it. Keep finding your balance. Again, ooh, Charlie horse. Okay, slip the ankle into the belt. Again, don't let the knee get super wide. Try to rein it in a little bit. And then open the arms as wide as you need to start to shift into it. And then maybe you can pull the hands together and start to walk it down the belt. It's a lot, but you have done a lot of preparation for it. Squeeze the elbows toward one another.
And then slowly, when you're ready, release it. Then one day you'll get your hand all the way to that foot and you won't need the belt. Good, shake it out. And then when you're ready, let's just walk it back down to the mat and come into a child's pose. And take a walk over to your right side. Good. Walk it back through center and over to the left. Good. And then back through center. Good. Round the spine. Let's take it through a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Really focus on that cat back when you come to your exhales. Good. And then we're going to take an inversion. Forearm stand is available to you. If you don't want to do any more back bendy things, bring your legs up the wall, or you can take a headstand. But if you want to try forearm stand, you're well prepared for it. So there's that. If you do have a wall and you want to use it, feel free to move over to the wall. You can bring your camera with you or not. It's up to you. But just make sure you're really finding the elbows beneath the shoulders. And even though you have the space in the back, don't get too over archy in the low back. Because you choose a leg, walk the feet and choose a leg. Remember to keep hugging the navel into the spine. Chest is moving forward, but you're still lifted up through the low belly. Rest whenever you need. And remember, if you're really trying to get away from kicking into the low back and you feel comfortable, you can start to think more about lifting into forearm stand. So at some point, maybe, there's less of a kicking. And some days you feel heavy, like I do right now, but you start to lift that second leg up to meet the first. Good. There it is. Good, and then rest. And then once you've had enough and you take a moment to rest, find any comfortable seat. So you can sit back on the heels or just come to your cross legs. Let's breathe into the neck a little bit. So drop the chin into the chest. You can release your arms right alongside, or the hands rather, right alongside the hips, and just roll one way and then the other. Good, and then roll over to your right side. And pick up your right hand, place it to the side of the head. Good, and then release your right hand. Keep the tipping in the neck, and then the left arm might come around and then reach for that inside of the right elbow. that doesn't feel right, just keep the hands down. Good, and then gently soften the chin in toward the chest and roll it back to center. Good, release the arms. Let's come back over to the left. Soften the shoulders, sit a little bit taller if you lost length in your spine, and then pick up your left hand and place to the side of the head. And you can walk your right hand a little bit closer to the body, and then left hand can release the head. If it feels okay, you might come to the low back, maybe even take a hold of that inner elbow. And the chin can soften into the chest a little bit. Good, and then release it back to center, release the arms. Good, lift the gaze. Good, interlace your fingers at the back of the head now. And one more time, just soften the chin into the chest. The elbows can also just fall toward the face. Good, and release. Good, check out your legs, and we'll set up pigeons. If you know you like to use a blanket for pigeon, grab it. Start on the right side. And just notice how your neck is feeling. I'm doing a training right now, and I learned that the neck muscles are considered the muscles of hypervigilance. When we're in moments of stress or fight or flight, it's all held in there. If you can, send a little extra breath into those spaces. All right, once you found your pigeon, whenever you're ready, forward fold. And if you have the support of the blanket, that could be nice because you really feel like you've met the ground. You have something to lean into. I'm going to give you the options. So you can stay in this fold a little longer if you want to take the back bend and the balance, because you haven't had enough back bending today. Or you can walk yourself up and then maybe bend to that left knee and come around for the foot. All right, because we've done a lot of back bending, you might try the balance. Maybe the left hand can come to that pinky toe side of the foot, kind of, and find the tips of the toes. Maybe right hand can meet it. Wherever you are, release with an exhale. And let's come back to down dog or to all fours. Just find a good place to create a little balance through the two hips, through the two sides. Good, and when you're ready, second side, bring the left knee and chin forward. Prop up the left hip if that's useful.
Before you forward fold, just make sure you feel somewhat grounded through both sides. When you're ready, start to roll yourself up unless you're going to keep the forward fold. But if you do want to take back bend, you can walk the left foot a bit closer. Maybe take the foot. Again, if it feels accessible, right hand comes, kind of starts at the pinky toe and then crawls a little bit closer to center. And then that right arm has to inwardly rotate as the elbow reaches up to the sky. It's a deep back bend. And release. And then make your way back to down dog. Wherever you want to be, shake out the legs. And then when you're ready, let's come to our backs. You can step or hop to cross legs. And then shoot the legs out in front of you and lower down. You take the feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees fall to each other. And then find a place for the hands if you haven't already. If they feel like they're just kind of hanging out, maybe place a hand to the heart, one to the belly, or wherever you can place them to feel more settled. And you can breathe here. If you want another back bend, you can set up one bridge or full wheel. So bring the feet hip width apart, arms at your sides, or hands alongside the ears. If you've had enough, block underneath the sacrum, or just keep the feet wide, knees together. So I'm giving more options today because it's been pretty back bendy. So I just want you to feel more settled at this point. But if you feel like another back bend will help you settle, which is possible, you can try that. And wherever you are, lower the hips down. Let the legs just float up. And then if you don't have someone using you as a pillow, you can bend your knees and stack them over to the left, right, for a twist. So you guys know this. Open the arms. Oh, you can put your legs down. Good. So you're going to come into a twist. Here, lie down. Bend your knees. All right, looking towards your right hand. Remember your right hand. Here. You don't have to stay that way. And then when you're ready, come to the second side. So pull the knees through center and stack them over to the right. Watch the cord, please. Thank you. bring it back through center. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. Good. Circle them one way and then the other. Good. Let's come into happy baby. Reach for the outer edges of your feet or even the ankles. Good. And then when you're ready, hug the knees into the chest. Let's roll over to your side, and we're going to come up for the forward fold. So Utkatasana. Take your time. Legs are wide. Flex your feet. Sit tall and walk yourself out. Release it through center and roll yourself up and start to make your way into Shavasana. If there's anything else you need, you can take another forward fold or whatever you feel you need. But when you're ready, release it down. Start to deepen your breath. And as you do, wiggle through the fingers and toes. Breathe a little life into the body. And when you're ready, come all the way into yourself. So curl the knees into the chest and then roll over to the right side. And eventually come up to your seat. And once you are seated, again, find a place to rest the hands. And you might even have to open the eyes for a moment to orient yourself. But find a place for the hands. And just take a moment to feel yourself in space. And notice what you can control right now. And create a little peace for yourself with that. Just that much. Your breath. Yourself right here. And bring the hands together at the heart center and we'll bow to each other. Thank you.